My job now includes the responsibility of cleaning up urine, cleaning up blood, cleaning up garbage. It's not all of the duties of my job, but I am responsible for cleaning up hazardous waste. I am not saying that I'm above this. I'm really not. I get what I deserve. I'm signing up for food stamps because the pay is so low I can't afford food. This is not what my family wanted for me at age 31, and it's certainly not what Zell wanted for me at age 31. In 2020, Zell and I were living in Victoria. We went on long walks together frequently, and we talked at great length about what I would do with my career. Zell bought me books related to my research interests about Chinese history, about the Chinese language, about Central Asia. And he bought me books related to different fields that I was interested in, including business, economics, importing and exporting goods. This is not what Zell wanted for me at age 31. And I can't help but think, when I go back and read these messages with Abhishek, that this is what he wanted for me. He cared nothing for my future success. He started talking to me when I was 27 years old, and I explained my life situation to him in great detail. It should have been clear to him that he was wasting my time. The very first day that we had more conversations on Facebook Messenger, it was from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And from then on, it's just so many stupid messages that were just a waste of my time. What was the point? For Abhishek, the point was to get me, a stupid white American whore, to send him masturbatory material. What was the point for me? I thought this might be somebody that I could have a sexual relationship with, but it became clear pretty quickly that was actually impossible. And I'm so angry at myself looking at these messages, looking at how much time I wasted. 27 to 31, those were the last of my reproductive years. I can truly say, because of my affair with Abhishek, I will never have children. There was still some glimmer of hope when I was 27 years old in April of 2020 that Zell and I would be able to have a child together. Abhishek did not care at all about what I wanted. He was a computer programmer, and all that he could suggest was that I, at age 27, go back to become a computer programmer myself. It's just the stupidest idea. He never gave a fuck about what mattered to me. He never gave a fuck about me. All he cared about was jacking off to naked videos and pictures of me. This is what he wanted. He wanted to use me for his masturbatory fantasies about fucking a white woman before he had his arranged marriage with an Indian woman, to throw me in the dustbin as soon as he found a woman who would marry him in this arranged marriage situation. And he got what he wanted. And look what's left of me.
This may seem like a strange footnote for me to insert, but for me it's an important one. Briefly, very briefly, you might have noticed Melissa saying there, quote, "I get what I deserve." You'll notice I never use that kind of phrasing. Neither when speaking about myself, my own life, my own autobiography, nor when talking about others who have harmed me. Like, I don't say that about my worst enemies. I don't say that about my best friends. I don't say it about events in history that didn't touch me in any way. There was a very important naval battle between the Japanese and the Russians that influenced every other event in world history for the next 100 years. In Europe, in Asia, really, truly. People say World War I. That was a world war with global implications. And the truth is, the reason why the Japanese won that battle was because of fog and because the Russians had too much fuel to store below deck. They had it laid out on the surface of the ship. Deadly combination. So just a few bullets fired in the fog. Fuel caught fire on the decks of the Russian ships. The whole fleet was wiped out. The Japanese could tell themselves it was fate. The Japanese could tell themselves they were racially superior to others. They could make up any story they wanted to. But whether you're talking about the Russians fighting the Japanese World War I and World War II, or you're talking about the destruction of the Spanish Armada, history of Europe, it's very important to overcome this sort of implicitly Buddhist worldview that any of us get what we deserve. What Melissa did to me, I didn't deserve that. The situation she is in now, as a consequence of her own actions, this also, she doesn't deserve.
I don't have a whole lot of time to record a video, but I wanted to say to the viewers of à-bas-le-ciel, I'm sorry for dragging down the intellectual caliber of à-bas-le-ciel by talking about my cheating on Zell and by talking about my abusive behavior towards Zell. However, I want to say also I am grateful that I've been able to talk about the truth and say what actually happened in my relationship with Zell. It is really fucked up, and today I was thinking to myself, Michigan is just so fucked up. Where I'm from is fucked up. American history is crazy and evil, and it's certainly no excuse. I'm just saying I also have displayed very crazy and evil tendencies over the years, and as messed up as Michigan is today, I just felt grateful that I'm still alive. You never know when your last day is going to be. And I'm glad that now at least people know how my relationship was with Zell. I know it's not educational like Zell's videos were in the past, and I wish that I had developed myself intellectually over the past 7 years so that I would be an intellectual by this point in time. I know Zell didn't want this for me at age 31, and I know at age 45 this is not what he hoped for in his life. So, I've been listening to this audiobook by Rory Stewart, and it's been really humbling listening to him talk about civil service, talking about his humanitarian work. Just realizing how badly I handled the little responsibility that I have that I had over the last 7 years. Just knowing that Zell really needed somebody who loved him. You know, he really needed somebody who would help him. And instead I was incredibly detrimental to his progress. I won't be able to write a book like No More Manifestos. Maybe if I had been really putting my nose to the grindstone all these years, I would be able to monologue on YouTube talking about important matters from ancient Greece, ancient Rome, American history, American politics, Chinese history. But yeah, as it stands, what I've become an expert in is what I've been making videos about recently. And I feel an overwhelming urge, overwhelming responsibility to just say, hey, I recognize it's been really hard to watch me struggle this way, and you know, it is my duty to get my shit together finally at age 31 and actually do something to help people. You know, I certainly can't be a politician. I can't do what Rory Stewart has done. I can't start an NGO in Afghanistan. But, you know, I know à-bas-le-ciel has had a big influence on a small number of people. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to still make videos and still try to make a small difference in the world. À-bas-le-ciel.